Well, guys and girls, good evening. Welcome back to FTRL. We are here for week number 5, I believe it is, of the GT Sport Season 12, our personalised career mode, as we see T. Smith doing what T. Smith does and spinning round in a circle. Right, joining me this evening is my sidekick, my puppy, all sorts of stuff. The dog that I never take on walks, it's Pagani.
I mean, it's starting to show. I am getting a bit fat. Yeah, I might need to go for a walk. But,
I didn't want to say anything, mate. That was my indirect way of telling you.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah. COVID has hit hard, shall we say? No.
It certainly has. Right, 12 on the grid tonight. We are missing an unwell bred is your daddy, part of Team Aaron, which is a shame. We're also missing Captain Chubbs as well, so from your team. So both down a driver this evening. We have 4 races. Everybody's in the same car, which is the Toyota Group 4 car. Notoriously easy to handle, although there's been a slight change in the most recent update. It does have a bit of a kick to it now, but
yeah, it doesn't like low speed corners, as we found out. Like exiting low speed corners, shall we say? A little bit off there. But. Exactly.
So, but I mean, on the whole, it's fairly straightforward. You shouldn't see too many incidents this evening, really. However, I wouldn't put it past some people. So. We'll have to wait and see. But we have 4 races on offer for you this evening, each being, help me out here, on how many laps? 8, 10? 8 laps.
8 laps.
8 laps in length. So it's a fairly short one this evening, I think.
You would think so. However, Zach is off the track and backwards. I believe Zach's on pad this week still, with having wheel issues. So
I think he does GT on his pad anyway, to be honest. So I don't think there's not really much reason for that to be an excuse for him. But
it's a bit shit then.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we have quite the lineup this evening. Really, it's probably the stronger of the 2 grids, I would say.
We have our championship leader in T. Smith.
Yeah, I'm on board with him at the moment, but it's very, very close. It's let's get the championship standings up, because I believe there's literally a very small handful of points between the top 4 or 5 drivers at this point.
6 points covering the top 4.
Yeah, so just for reference, you've got T. Smith, the man we're on board with here, on 211 points. And then we've got yourself, Pagani, just 2 points behind. So you'll be keeping a close eye on what T. Smith does tonight on 209. Then City Posh Blue, who is also racing this evening, on 207. So he's 2 points behind you, 4 behind Tom. And then myself in 4th on 205. So there's 2 point gap between all of us. In order. So, and then we have a bit of a jump where we've got 16 back to Dartbolt, who's joining us tomorrow. So pretty spread out in terms of the front runners of the championship and on who is racing tonight. So
yeah, I mean, if someone said to you at the start, a third of the way into the season, you'd be in 4th place, 6 points off the leader, I think you'd have bitten their hand off.
Yeah, I mean, the first half of the season, so put it into perspective, we've got this week, which is the last of the small races, should we say, where we've got multiple in the evening. Obviously, next week we've got 1 long race in the Red Bull Junior cars. Then we have a time trial week the week after in Group 3 cars. And then after that, we head on to the sort of longer events where there's a lot more points on offer, sort of per position. So this is really where the guys need to put themselves in the best possible position kind of going into the second half of the season. I think you'd agree with me on that, Pagani.
Yeah, I think we've got a few drivers that will sort of come into their element later on in the season as well.
Yeah, Blue Flag being one of them.
Races, I think Faber will excel as the races get longer as well. I think he's too nice to have that sort of push about him in the shorter races. I think he just gets shuffled back by being a little bit nicer than others. So
yeah,
got to get those elbows out a little bit.
Absolutely. I'm really intrigued to how this is going to go tonight. Obviously, in an ideal world, we would have liked to have the slipstream on strong again to make the pack nice and close, but obviously we saw what happened in previous events, so we've kept it on real, so there's an element of realism to the races. But the more I'm looking at this grid, the more impressed I am by it, really. You've got a lot of top guys in there. SPY, Unsafe, Faber, obviously the GT2 champ, Lee Cole was part of the furniture as well, Blue Flag. We've got a lot of really good drivers, so it's going to be pretty crucial tonight. A lot of people are going to be losing some pretty high points. Evening KC, nice to see you. Evening Zon. do us a favour, everybody, and please like the stream. Be massively appreciated. But so the 4 tracks tonight, obviously, this is supposed to be called the Japanese Joust. However, the YouTube wouldn't allow us to have the word Japanese in the title. I don't know why that's offensive, but I've decided to tweak it and go with the Joust of Japan. So we're going to have to roll with that this evening. So 4 Japanese tracks. So we've got Kyoto Driving Park, Yamagiwa, where we are now. It's a bit of a technical circuit. Then we've got 2 street circuits of the Tokyo South Inner and Tokyo South Outer loops, one of which has the very infamous Death Chicane, and then we end off at Fuji GP, which is...
It's almost like a perfect week for you.
This is like my dream week, pretty much.
I mean, set this up, but it's in a Mazda Group 4, and then, you're sorted. But,
yeah, absolutely. Well, the more I'm thinking about it as well, actually, it's pretty crucial in terms of the pole position battle here as well. We'll get to the action on who's where in a second. I'm just trying to get everything organised. Sorry, this is a question for the room, and I'm going to put it out there. I know it's a bit off topic, but scanning through my WhatsApp, I've just had FTRL_ just Mikey H put a message in there saying, "What can you say during sex, but also at a family dinner?" And I know my granddad's watching here, so I wonder what he's going to come up with. But my response to that would probably be something along the lines of, "Nan, that was disgusting."
Oh no.
We're going to go with that. That's my answer. Anyway, moving swiftly on before I get in trouble. Right, let's have a look. Just trying to look at how many points are on offer for pole position this evening. I believe it's 2.
I think so. I think it was 3 last week, and I think we dropped it down to 2 for this week. So
yeah, I will just double confirm. Yeah, so 2 points for pole, and then it's 1 point per position in the race. So 14 being first, and so on, until last place would technically be 1. But we've only got 12 on the grid, so everybody's guaranteed 3 points this evening minimum per race. Yeah, across the 4 tracks. So I'm pretty keen. We're going to get reverse grids as we have done per race throughout the season, but the difficulty that people are going to face this evening is that a lot of these are very narrow street circuits that we've got, especially the middle 2. So we're going to have to see some patience from people, and I'm keen to see how that's going to mix things up. It could be a little bit chaotic, and hopefully it's not too bad.
Well, currently at the moment you've got the front 2 in the 38, and then there's sort of like a gap of like 2/10 covering 6 cars.
Yeah. It's a good showing from Lee Cole. Lee's pretty good round here, if memory serves.
I believe you and him once had a battle round here.
We did. He was on course for his first win, and I was really pushing to try and win it. And I could have sent it on him a couple of times, but I try not to do that. So Lee ended up holding on for the victory. He was rather pleased about it. So looking back on it, it was a nice experience. But at the time, I hated every part of Lee's existence. But T. Smith looks like he's going to extend his championship lead temporarily this evening, unless City Posh Blue can pull something out of the bag, which he's not going to be able to do here. So Lee Cole's in 3rd. SPY, part of Team Aaron, the only representative tonight in P4. Pretty strong from him. Faber in P5. When are we going to see that kick on from Faber? Like you said, is it going to be the second half of the season, or can he pull something out of the bag tonight? Unsafe Release, his close friend and compatriot in that wicked Pokemon car. I really like it.
I was going to say, if anything can make Faber kick on, it will be being in the same lobby as Unsafe, I think. I think those two working together, like, just being good mates, it helps.
Exactly. Well, TMC Jono in P7 has joined T. Smith's team, Dead Bull Racing. Now, this guy has a rather fantastic reputation on the Formula 1 side of the community, I suppose. The racing community. He's pretty inexperienced with GT, I think, but I mean, he's already mixing himself in between Unsafe and Blue Flag, so that natural pace that he's got is definitely coming out. More to the point as well, wonderful lad, and really do hope to see him do well. So he's going to get a nice tow from Tom here. That could improve him. It doesn't. He misses out just. Blue Flag in P8, he won't be too happy with that. He's not really the biggest fan of this car, is he?
He drove this car for wasn't a full season, I think. Did he swap mid-season?
Yeah, he did.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he swapped.
He doesn't mind it, but he really doesn't like this track. He despises this track. So he was very happy it was first to get out the way.
Exactly, gets it all done. Peatman in P10, Switchback in 11th, and Spike in P12. So this is where I imagine we'll see a little bit more gaps in the races, and then it's going to be pretty interesting for the next 3. So put your money in, put your bets in. Who's going to be the podium for this race? I'm going to go for a T Smith win, City Posh Blue second, and I'm going to back SBY to come third. I was going to say FIBA, but I'm not too sure.
Well, I didn't see Lee join the normal parties we have for the race, so
focus.
he's sort of wanting to be out of the way. So can he split City Posh and T Smith? I don't know.
Well, we are lights out, away we go. T Smith's had a good launch. City Posh under pressure from Lee straight away. He's heading towards the long sweep in turn 1. Lee goes a little bit deep. SPY is going to have a nice run through. A little bit of contact, nothing too major. Switchback goes off in the background. Easy to run by side through here, but you have to have trust in the person you're racing against. Feber's had a nice start. Little bump into SPY, lifts off. Feber's had a massive wiggle. He's managed to hold on. The blue flag attacking, unsafe release. Into again a long sweeping left-hander. Coming down the hill now towards the start of sector 2, probably the trickiest part of the circuit, would you agree? This sort of downhill fast sweeping sort of chicane area.
It's one of them, you've got to commit to the curbs, and this car really doesn't like the curbs. It can get unsettled very quickly.
Well, blue flag sent it into that chicane, and he actually got a really nice move done on unsafe release, in fairness. I didn't think that was going to pay off, I've got to be honest.
We haven't. In case someone is in the party and is listening, someone tell Sight to just continue breathing after that move and he'll be fine.
Yeah,
so.
I can imagine there's a whole lot of in the party. For anybody that doesn't know what we're going on about, blue flag has a massive tendency to not breathe during races. It's all just a bunch of exhaling, and that's about it. If you can imagine someone having somebody having a panic attack during their sleep, that's what blue flag sounds like.
Yeah, Lee was very sideways in that final chicane and picked up a 1 second penalty as City Posh and T Smith are side by side into one. But
yeah, City Posh is let him go. Lee's going to try and stay with him. SPY, they've got a bit of a gap now, so there isn't a slipstream back to FIBA in P5. So the front 4 have kind of broken away. Blue flag's making moves, still scrapping away with the 2 German boys. Spike's fallen off slightly in the background, but nothing too major just yet.
Regarding the question you put out towards the end of qualifying, Ron's sort of gone down the same sort of alley as you did. Nobody can do it better than Grandma.
Right, excellent. This is highly inappropriate for a stream. How dare you, Pagani? Right, Lee's on the back of City Posh Blue and he means business. He's just gone purple, which is normal in lap 2, but I'll give him that credit for now.
Or he just got hit by SBY and then he's purple, because obviously his car's purple.
Yeah, all that. SBY's have got a good run on Lee here. Lee's had a bit of a shocker through the chicane. He's going to send it.
Oh, there's contact.
Quite forceful there from SPY.
Oh, Lee's forceful on the exit. I mean, if you're forceful with Lee, you will be forceful back, so just bear that in mind.
Very true. But I think it was just a missed braking point from SPY there slightly. But then again, my camera did change at a really weird time, so...
It has dropped the pair out of slipstream of City Posh.
Yeah, and now blue flag and unsafe and FIBA and everybody is all joining back up on his train again, so... The front 2, I think, are going to pull away.
I mean, it'll be interesting if City Posh can get past T Smith and deal with some pressure, because what everybody wants to see is City Posh under pressure.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Oh yeah, because nobody melts quite like City Posh. And to be fair, Mike does as well. Even though Mike's never really under much pressure, Mike still folds under pressure.
I mean, I must admit, in the Mazda week, when I saw Mikey in P3, I was thinking, how do you get there? And then I thought, it's the last lap, is he going to stay there? So I was more looking behind me than watching where I was going, so that was a fun lap.
Oh, Lennon's attacking FIBA in the battle for P7. Just call me Origami. No, Mike, we're going to call you fucking useless. There's a difference. Right, Faber is leading. Oh, these cars are really drifting in towards that chicane. We've lost Spike. Spike's well off the pace now, unfortunately. Yeah, Lennon and Jono having a scrap as well.
These two were together last week, and once Jono got past Lennon, he was sort of running about a second a lap quicker. So, I mean, Jono has been pushed through the gap by Pete, so maybe Pete's seen that and trying to help Jono through.
I'm surprised Switchback isn't a little bit further up at this stage. I mean, we all know he doesn't put any practice in.
And he was moaning like hell before the start of the race, and I don't want to do this, I don't know why I'm racing. So, yeah, everyone was just, just Zach being Zach.
Zach being Zach. Well, City Posh Blue and T Smith are leading the way as we start lap number 4. And then we've got Lee Cole, who is just about staying in touch. He's dropped SPY. And then Blue Flag is now putting him under pressure. Good showing from Blue Flag so far in this race. If he could sort his qualifying out, he really would be contesting even more.
What's it? Besides that pole he got last season from Blue Flag, he hadn't had a pole position since I think season 4. So there was only the 8 seasons in between.
Yeah. I mean, even I've had poles in between that.
Yeah, one lap pace has never been size 40. I think even he'll accept that. But
no. Well, so when we get to the Group 1 at Le Mans and stuff like that, I fully expect him to be on pole around that sort of area. Well, what's going on further back? Switchback now looking at Pete. Pulls out of the move.
I mean, whenever you're near Zach on camera, you will see him flash his headlights because he just spams the button when he goes around the corner. So,
yeah.
I mean, I know you've been partial to it in the past. But...
I know, I've rectified that problem though. But we still have a fairly big train here, which is kind of clinging on for P4. Lee has pulled out. Is he? Oh, he's 1.2 behind City Posh and T Smith. However, they're going to start squabbling at some point. So Lee just needs to stay in touch.
3 in the last lap. Lee was the quickest, so only by 2/10. But yeah, as I say, that City Posh is now set fastest lap. So
yeah, I said slipstream is only on realistic. It's not on strong. However, it's still there. It's not non-existent now. Evening, Mr. Norris. Thank you for joining us, mate. But still, we have SPY and Blue Flag squabbling for P4, and then we have this almighty little battle behind. Unsafe release fee, but Jono's now went to the party as well. He's going to be somebody to... I think he's going to be my one to watch for the rest of the season, is TMC Jono. He's if he can find his form and get to grips more of the game. I know he loved it last week, which was great.
In the background. Oh, Switchback's waiting. Has there been contact?
Thank you for liking the stream, bud. It's just a robotic thing in me that gets to say that Pete's having a nightmare. Oh, Switchback! I should have hit him harder, Pete.
Yeah, it looks like these cars have become really unsettled through that chicane.
Oh, SPY and Blue Flag. Oh, this is never a good place to go side by side. Nah, Blue Flag was always going to be off there. He can't complain about that one. SPY took the only line that he could at that point.
Oh, Blue Flag is sideways on the entry to the next corner.
Yeah, I don't think you can complain too much with that one, can you? It was never going to work.
I mean, being the team captain for Pagani Ponies, that was entirely SPY's fault.
But being the team captain for #Team Aaron, I completely disagree. Novi Norris coming in with Jono's really quick. As soon as you get used to the game beyond from some podiums, I absolutely agree with you, mate. As I was saying earlier on Formula 1, etc. He's superb.
Side by side through the S's.
Yeah, City Posh and T Smith are scrapping as well.
Jono was impressively consistent last week.
Yeah.
I think there was only 2 or 3 tenths between all of his lap times, so if you've got consistency, that breeds pace, so it's just a matter of time.
Exactly. I mean, he's brand new to it. He's very, very good on racing games anyway. and the more he gets used to this, I think we're going to see him. We're going to see him gravitate towards the top. I'm not going to read that one out, Nobby. I'm not reading that one out. This is becoming far too inappropriate for a stream. To be fair, I did mention my nan in mind, but we won't go with that. Right.
I mean, the good news is nobody else has referenced your nan in any of the ones, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm pretty pleased with that. Right, unsafe release is scrapping. Jono's up to P6 now, he's off the track, which is never good. Feber's lost out to Lennon as well. Although Lennon
trying to go around the outside of Jono at the last corner. It is possible. I mean, he's going to get the slipstream from blue flag. He's made it work.
Nicely done. I think Unsafe's now found his rhythm, hasn't he? Like, I think sometimes he kind of he tries a little bit too hard to stay with those at the front, and that breeds a little bit of well, he can be a little bit erratic from that sometimes because he's just trying so hard, which is never a bad thing. It's just it then introduced mistakes and contact and stuff into his races. But now he's kind of settled down and found his pace, found his rhythm. He's driving so much better at the moment. Just going to check in with the front two.
Season and a half he was with us, he was just a little bit on the ragged side, but now he's got that mindset, he knows what he's doing. Obviously he's won GT2 before, he knows how to do it. I mean, I don't know what happened with the front two last lap, but they were very off the pace. It was like 7/10 off the pace, and Lee's pulled like half a second on them. So
yeah, well, they're going to start scrapping now because there's a lap and a sector to go. I don't know whether Lee's going to be able to make up all that time. However, I think Lee's would be more than happy with a P3 in the first race. Just going to keep an eye on those two in a minute, but the battle for P4.
Purple, so.
Well, you've got blue flag, SBY, blue flag, unsafe, and Jono.
Backs off in the background. He's managed to gather it, but yeah.
Feber's really dropped off the pace here. He must have had a problem somewhere.
It was it. Lennon's also picked up a 2.5 second penalty, so I don't know if they're combined, but yeah. Give a 4-car battle for P4 on the last lap.
I mean, it's good to see we've still got some trains and whatnot. There's a nice little 3-car train at the back. Spike has managed to catch up. Good on him. Switch back in P10, Spike in 11, and Pete Man in 12. Obviously, whoever finishes last in this race will be starting on pole for race number 2, and at a street circuit, that's not always the worst thing in the world. But all of these guys would have a nice advantage being at the start.
I mean, don't count Pete out tonight.
Oh, Spike's round. Yeah. It's unfortunate for him. He just tried to accelerate on the exit of that curb, and that can really spit you off sometimes. That's unfortunate.
Pete was championship leader, so he's still up there. Why is Switchback slowed to let Pete through? I don't know. There's obviously been bits of contact through this race, as Switchback's let Pete through now, so...
City Posh Blue putting T. Smith under some real pressure now. There's a sector to go, just a couple of corners to navigate, and he's in good sort of slipstream range here.
Oh, it's all kicked off for 4th. Blue flag's up to 4th. SBY's down to 7th.
Well, I would look, but I'm just going to stay on board with this battle here. City Posh has had a really good run. He's going to put T. Smith under some serious pressure. He's going to send it to the final corner. Oh, T. Smith, I think, might have the better run out, though. City Posh played all of his cards at once. He's going to run down to the line.
City Posh has been known to send it at the last corner, but yeah, going to the outside.
Yeah. T. Smith gets the job done. City Posh P2, Lee Cole P3. It's going to be blue flag for P4. They're going to go 2 wide behind. Is it unsafe for SBY? It's unsafe. SBY gets the job done in P6. Jono in P7. Good drive from him. Lennon's trying to get rid of his penalty. He gets that all wrong. Feber gets him. Lennon in 9th. Peteman's going to finish 10th. Switchback 11th. And Spike, unfortunately, going to bring home P12. But nevertheless, he will start on pole for race number 2. So all is not lost with 3 more races to go. And this is probably the most spread out circuit out of all 3. So the action's only going to get closer.
I was going to say we've got some nice long straights in the next one where maybe making the move as soon as you can won't be the best idea. It's probably going to be best to maybe find someone to work with, maybe run together in pairs. I mean, it's going to be difficult for people like SBY and Blue Flag who don't have teammates tonight.
Yeah. Might not be the worst thing in the world, but there we go. The winning machine does it again. T. Smith, pole and the win. Already extended his championship lead. So if this is going to be the theme of the evening, then we've definitely got our work cut out. But no, pretty nice.
As I left the other party, can someone just take out T. Smith? And obviously nobody listened, so...
No. So I give City Boss blue time, it's a street circuit.
Like I said, what T. Smith should have done is just let City Posh go in front, just so we could have some fun watching them drive around.
Well, I'm just looking at the grid order now, and I'm just looking at that in reverse, and we've got some notoriously hard defenders sort of throughout the grid. Obviously Lennon doesn't particularly like getting out of position too easy. Spike will give it everything he's got as well. Jono's obviously very, very experienced at racing games. SBY, again, much like Jono, and then you've got Unsafe, Blue Flag, Lee. They're all really, really good defenders as well. So T. Smith and City Posh really do have their work cut out in this.
Like I said, there's a reason why I picked Blue Flag as my teammate, so I didn't have to overtake him on track.
Well, even that sometimes, though. Even that sometimes Blue Flag will...
maybe work for it last week.
Yeah, he will do it. He will do it. I genuinely, in a race a couple of seasons ago, I was literally sat next to him doing the race in his house alongside him, and we were both battling for P2 or whatever we were doing at the time in the rain at Austria, and we were literally sat there, and I was sat next to him thinking to myself, well, at this point I'm a bit quicker, are you just going to let me through? And no, it was incredibly awkward. We didn't speak to each other for about 2 hours. Nah, I'm really joking. But no, this just shows he's just very, very competitive. He won't give up position for nobody, and you've got to respect it.
I mean, we have Lee in here. I mean, you and Lee. I mean, should we talk through that battle? Trying to overtake people.
I mean, right. Let me just get it straight though. I love Lee. I absolutely adore Lee, but I do not like racing Lee. I have the same thing with Rom as well.
I mean, characteristics of this track, I mean, there's a lot of different ones. It's like a lot of different tracks put together. You've got the dockyard section, which it can be really tricky to get the car pulled up because you're going flat out for a long time down the straight. I remember a few seasons back where again I was size teammate and he managed to twat me off into turn 1. That was awkward.
I was just thinking quickly, if you wouldn't mind, you can maybe go on board with Lee. Oh, okay, right. You just driven into a wall. I was going to say take us through a lap of this circuit, and with Lee just decided to just drive straight into a wall, which looks fantastic. So cheers, Lee. Well done. Yeah. I don't know why everyone's got zips on the back of their car. Lee's got it on his. The Deadpool guys have got it on theirs. Is it on every car? Why is that a thing?
What?
On the back of everything, it always. Do you know what? It was just threw me off there. It looked like people had like zip decals on the back of their car. But obviously, I've realised it's not. But I was just on board with one of them. I was like, why does it look like he's got zips on either side of his number plate?
Oh, right. You're talking about what hold the boot patches.
Yeah. I was looking up, but I was like, why on earth is there zips on the back of the car? I was thinking to myself, that's a bit weird. Just I'd never noticed it before. I hadn't put 2 and 2 together. I was looking at the back of Jono's car. I was like, that looks quite smart. And then realised it's on every single one of the cars, and now it looks less smart.
What front row of Spike and Switchback? What can he do in this race? I mean, notoriously slow off the grid, these cars, but luckily with everybody in it, everybody's slow off the grid. So.
Okay, well, we are lights out, away we go. Switchback's had a really twitchy start, which I don't understand.
He's pulled immediately across to try and get slipstream.
There we go. Well, Spike is going to defend, and he's going to defend hard.
Anyone in the wall? Lee's in the wall at turn 1.
Well, I've seen that already, so that's fine.
which is already allowed to City Push Blue past.
Now the downside for Spike is that he's got a long straight to try and defend.
Switchback making the look into turn 1.
Yeah.
Well, turn 2, sorry. Though someone hasn't stopped.
Fever, unsafe. That's, yeah. They've both died. I don't know what happened. Look like they both massively outbroke themselves and an unsafe got squeezed.
Where's Lee? Lee was completely sideways at the end of the dock section. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to put blame on anyone because there could have been a massive concertina, but yeah, unfortunately our 2 Germans were involved on the receiving end. Switchback has picked up a penalty through the dock section.
Easy to do if you cut that final bit.
However, if you do it every single lap and serve the penalty at the hairpin, there will be penalties, so just a heads up, it has been done before. We will not have the wool pulled over our eyes.
No, well, there's a massive gap already. It's 3 seconds between the front 3 and in P4.
Oh, the Spike's at the hairpin.
Yeah, Spike's outbroke himself massively.
Oh, SBY and Lee, contact on the exit. Manages to pull it together.
It's getting through. How far are the German lads behind? They're not too far. They should be able to catch up. No problem. I'm sure they'll work together. There's a massive pack of cars. T-Smith's
on the wall in the last sector.
T-Smith's managed to clear most of the grid already. Up into P5. Got SPY to navigate next.
Oh, Switchback and Spike in the wall at the last corner. It's given Pete a run. Unfortunately, he's still in slipstream range, so they will close that gap back down as T-Smith's looking at SPY into turn 1. That would suggest SPY's probably clipped the wall on the exit of the last corner. T-Smith makes the move and is up into 4th at the end of lap 1.
Good going, but he's under pressure again now though. He's got SPY, Lee, City Posh, all very, very close.
I mean, if you're SPY, do you try and work with T-Smith, or do you just want to get him? I'm not sure.
Oh, blue flag coming in hot. Oh my god. Oh, blue flag just pushing Lee round the corner. What's he doing?
I mean, if in doubt, just push Lee out the way, it's fine.
Interesting strategy. Are we seeing an element of handbags going on in the mid-pack? Not entirely sure.
Not sure what's happened, but Pete's dropped the 3rd and T-Smith is having a look.
Need to be careful running side by side coming out of here, because that sort of fast right kink coming up now, that's really difficult to do that side by side.
I was going to say blue flag and Lee did try it and both of them made the wall, so yeah. Oh, blue flag's gone through a ghosted City Posh into the hairpin.
Yeah, Steph coming in now. Does T-Smith avoid carnage every race? Yeah, he does. It's annoyingly brilliant. But one day he'll get his comeuppance and it'll happen in style.
One day I'm just going to not brake and just punt him, just so he's not in the top 3 for a change. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But
oh, Switchback just driven straight into the wall on the final corner. He was leading, it was all going so well, and now he's going to lose out to T-Smith.
Get the lead into turn 1. So, starting from last, he's in the lead by the end of lap 2.
I mean, is it bad to wish somebody a disconnection or something? I don't know.
I mean, is it bad to just hope his leg falls off?
I mean, that's a bit harsh, that one. That one's slightly harsh.
But I mean, we do currently have 8 cars for the lead.
We certainly do. Obviously, a lot can change. Oh, blue flag! Christ!
So wide.
What has got into him tonight?
I mean, I did tell him to send it because he's the only car we have in the race. So, you know.
I think he's taken that a little bit too literally. Well, Switchback seems to have gathered. Okay, I was going to say seems to have gathered his thoughts and then he smacks a wall. So
T. Smith's out of slipstream, so you're not going to see him anymore this race because
there's no point watching him. So well done on the win there, Tom.
Else.
We watch the people that actually turn up to give us entertainment rather than just sit there and sweat. That's fine.
I mean, City Porsche is currently in a 4-car battle for P5, and I don't think he knows which way he wants to go.
He doesn't most times, to be fair. Oh, someone's pulled to the inside. There's Peteman on his teammate. That's not his teammate, is it?
Blue flag went down the inside of everyone, so...
Apologies, that wasn't Pete's teammate. It's a rather jazzy livery from Pete, isn't it?
You've got Lee versus Ty. I mean, in racing, there's no two harder heads. In people, there's two not nicer persons.
Oh, Lee! Oh, God. Oh, it's all gone Pete Tong.
I mean, blue flag is lifted. I want to guess that there was contact.
I think he's thought about lifting and he's just gone nah. And he's carried on. Not entirely sure what was going on. I saw Lee have a massive twitch. The back end kicked out. I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's hard sometimes. There can be contact around here. What that has done is made blue flag drop all the way down to P11. So it's freed up a little bit of space in the mid pack. Spike deserves a mention. He's going pretty well in P4, sitting on the back of a switchback. He does have City Posh behind him, with Jono and Peteman going side by side. T. Smith's about a light year in front already.
Because SBY sort of made the break from the gap behind, and he's got 2 seconds either side of him, so you would anticipate SBY to finish second in this race. However, I think the battle for third is where it's going to heat up, as I believe Switchback has made up his own line through the dock section.
Yeah.
He has. Gets a penalty.
Well, I set SBY the target of 40 points tonight, which was an average of 5th per race. Got himself, I think it was a P6 in the end in race 1. So if he can get himself a P2 or a P3 here, that'll be a cracking way to make up. But yeah, we're not going to see T. Smith again. City Posh in the back of switchback. They are teammates.
Oh no! Switchback side is in front of City Posh. I mean, I'd expect City Posh down the inside at the hairpin.
Yeah, I think Zach's obviously just said to him, off you go down the inside. Allow City Posh to go through
so on his quest. The top 3 we have now would be our finishing top 3 unless something happens.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Spike still going strong in P5. You've got Jono, Pete and Unsafe really scrapping behind.
The battle for 6th. And we also have a battle for 9th.
Yeah, the battle for 9th is a fruity one. And Lee is he's struggling now, unfortunately.
Jono's clipped the wall at the last corner. That's going to give Peteman a run. Peteman down the inside. He's brought Unsafe with him, so Jono's fallen to the back of that trio.
Yeah, well, we're halfway through the race.
Is that it?
Oh yes, beginning lap 5. Here we go. In behind we've got Peteman and Unsafe. Still scrapping away. It's nice to see all the cars still pretty close to each other though. It's been quite a nice group of pairings this week.
I want to say I looked at the grid for tomorrow because we're in it, and yeah, I can't see a winner. I think it's going to be 6 or 7 of people.
It's going to be good.
Podium. It's going to be spicy.
It really is going to be good. Now, I suppose for us, we're hoping that City Posh Blue or T Smith drop points in at least one of the races this evening. But at the minute, it's as the old phrase goes, cream always rises to the top, and that's certainly been the theme so far.
Those 3-car battles have joined together to make a 6-car battle, which have also now caught Switchback and Spike, the 2-car battle in front. So basically, you have a battle from 4th down to 11th.
We certainly do. Well, Spike's still going strong. He's still going strong. Switch back to the inside. He's going to take a look. He certainly is. So Switchback gets the job done. Spike didn't have the best of runs. He's now under pressure from Pete. And then we've got Misty from Pokemon in P7.
mean, don't want to say too much, but I think he might be following unsafe just a little bit too tightly as you
Oh, unsafe in the wall.
restarted playing Pokemon recently. So, yeah.
Well, how dare you?
I don't want to say he's playing to your emotions as commentator, but
How dare you?
well, up front, SBY's picked himself up a 1.1 second penalty.
As in T Smith's so far ahead is nearly at Christmas.
I would say City Posh just hasn't braked for turn 1, so that's hindered his run.
Well, hopefully
However,
SPY can hold on. No bias from he, but
battle for 4th is now 6 car train. And Pete has made his way to the front.
now Spike just did a very sensible thing there. He just lifted off and got rid of his penalty. Because a lot of the guys in front of him do have them. Now, I know it's reasonably easy to get rid of him around here, but he's pretty sensible in what he's doing there. If he can just stay with this little group, he deserves a good result here for the way he's driven. And he's just picked himself up another pen, which is a shame, but keep going.
That lift for that penalty has nearly brought his teammate Fever back into this battle. So, he's in slipstream range now, Fever, so I mean, even if it hasn't helped Spike, it has helped his teammate, so playing the team game.
Well, that he is. Well, Pateman's in P4, he's got a switchback all over him as well. Unsafe and blue flag. Jono's there again.
So switchback seems to like this back half of the track. He really likes the hairpin. However, he doesn't like turn 1 or 2.
He doesn't like the hairpin that much. If you just saw the line he took there. Right, Pateman is going to go side by side with him now for the final couple of corners as we come around to start lap number 7. 2 to go. The business end of the race. And then we're halfway through the evening's events.
The man on a push at the moment is blue flag. Back up to 6th.
It's a lovely train of cars.
Trying his damnedest to get back onto the train. We've got it from 4 seconds down to 1.2.
Well, credit to him. If he can make up any positions here, that'll be a nice little result for him there. City Posh, as he closed the gap on SPY, not overly. SPY still got a 0.9 of a penalty. She's just a little bit. City Posh got half a second. Switchback challenging Pateman and blue flag tucking them behind, so
Turn 1's going to be in.
I have a bad feeling about this corner, Pagani.
Yeah. Oh, the 3 wide. 2 wide.
Little bit of ghost in there, which is never great.
I was going to say, I wish we could use the official GT penalty system with penalty zones where you actually served your penalty.
Yeah, I wish that was a thing as well. I'd love that to be a thing.
Because that would stop all of the ghosting. And it would stop people cutting corners for profit because you wouldn't get anything.
The difficulty is when the drivers are ghosting, they end up driving through each other. I mean, there's nothing they can do about it. It's not a case of he's ghosting, let's just drive through him. That's really not the case at all.
And the problem
Jono!
Switchback and blue flag try to go side by side through the fast right. Switchback clipped the wall to allow blue flag down the inside at the hairpin.
See if Switchback loses the back end again on the exit of this hairpin. Yes, he does. There he goes. And we'll say GG to T Smith on the win as he comes around the final corner to come and take the checkered flag 1 lap early, but we're going to say it now, so I can't be bothered to watch him. SPY has lost his penalty.
I hope Ross is in the party with Tom and is just pointing out all the different trends as T Smith's just setting faster slaps on faster slaps.
How many things do you reckon T Smith's moaned about in his very elongated Brummie accent so far?
I mean, too many to count.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, there's a fly on my windscreen.
So that's not right. There's a fly on my windscreen.
Well, blue flag has made a break for P4, which could be vital on this last lap as there's 6 cars or 5 cars battling into turn 1. Turn 2, I will get it.
Useless commentator, isn't you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why I stopped doing it. Um,
Until I prod you and say, Pagani, you're commentating with me, and you go, okay.
Pete's made his way at the front and switchback dropped all the way to P9. I mean, you know Zach will be mourning. Oh no!
Oh, it goes without saying. Well, we must say it. T. Smith has been excellent once again. As much as we give him a bit of stick, fantastic driver. So he's been brilliant in his race, flawless performance. SPY likewise. City Posh has closed the gap, but he now has more of a penalty than SPY does. So I feel like, but for any big problems, we're going to see the top three finishers they are now.
John was right on the back of Pete coming into this hairpin. Pete's gone defensive early. John was going to have to try and go around the outside at the hairpin. It is possible, but maybe try for a switch back on exit.
Pete defends it well.
Oh, but John's had a good run. It's going to be side
He
by
really
side
has.
through the S's.
Yeah. This is going to be spicy.
It is indeed.
Jono, I think he might have the advantage here. Pete's held that very, very well.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And
race.
again, well done. Lovely driving.
T. Smith takes the win.
Good job from T. Smith. That was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from nose there. Well done. Jono's probably going to come over and take P5, but thoroughly deserved. Brilliant drive. Peteman 6, unsafe 7th. Phoebe's come home in P8. Switch back, a disappointing P9. As for Spike in 11th, Lee's done well to recover to 10th. And Lennon brings home P12. So a bit of a shame there for Spike. I think he definitely deserved more.
If it was a straight line, Lennon would probably think, triple for a drink? Probably.
Yeah.
Don't make any sense. And from Tom, couldn't agree more. What, that he's a dick? No, no, Tom is... He's one of those drivers that you want to hate. He's just that good, but you've got to respect how he drives. Like,
I mean, not as a person. Let's not let's make that very clear. Not as a person. Kind of like my dislike for Lee on any form of racing game, and Blue Flag and Rom and everyone, just everyone. Just hate everyone.
The slight error in judgment on the brakes in the turn one.
Yeah,
he has apologised.
Well, he's. I mean, Phoebe seemed to come out worst of it all, as well as unsafe. So I'm sure all will be forgiven between those guys. Well, we're halfway through the evening. T. Smith is maximised points at the moment. So as it stands, no matter how we do tomorrow, it's not going to matter at this point.
I mean, I don't want to say he's in line to get a penalty just for being Tom, but I mean, it might come into blur. Hashtag not rigged.
I mean, if ever we could encourage anybody to go kamikaze at the death chicane around here, this would be the one to do it.
I mean, if Lee just wants to like put out those barricades and just say, no, you're not coming through, like, just... I mean,
well,
anyone at all just wants to just spin Tom, just like, I don't know, maybe get him looking at a train or something.
Well, T. Smith's just come in the chat just saying the word boys, so he's just telling everybody what he likes before he starts the next race.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is Tokyo again, but with a death chicane at night. So...
It does have a death chicane. City Posh Blue for a death chicane. This should be funny to watch. I don't know, he's been relatively sensible.
I mean, he's been sensible, but that is because he's not being followed by a car. He has got a lot of space.
Very true. I mean, this is pretty much a straightforward circuit, other than the death chicane, I think.
I mean, it is possible to get the S's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I think out of the two, though, the other one's more difficult, the one we've just seen. Just in terms of, obviously, there's a lot more cornering and whatnot. Like I said, there isn't much you can get wrong around here. Half the track's a massive straight. It's just that one horrible death chicane in the first few corners. But
in theory, this should be a quick race, but it is the same sort of lap time as Kyoto where we started the night, so...
Oh yes, well, let's see if they can do it again, the boys at the back. So let's hope Spike manages to hold on and get the job done this time, because he drove so well and then lost it in the last couple of laps.
There is less chances to overtake around here, so will the guys get through as quick? I don't know. I mean, you got Lennon on pole, and once he has free space, Lennon, he can do things. However, yeah.
Well, we also have Lico in P3 as well. So we're getting ready for lights out for race number 3. Away we go. Evening, Ron. Then immediately goes defensive in the relatively short run up in towards turn 1. Is everyone going to get through fairly clean? Doesn't seem to be too much contact. I think I saw Feber graze the wall. Other than that, it's a fairly straightforward start.
Lee's made his way to P2, so currently a 1-2.
Yeah. For team hold my beer. Oh, Pete's having a massive wiggle.
Did very well to keep it straight.
He's gone full Shakira. His hips don't lie. Switch back, dives into the hairpin.
Oh, Feber very nearly. I think it was pushed wide. He very nearly entered the pit lane. So, I mean, 2 major braking points on lap 1s, and Feber's been the result of some
there is a huge gaggle of cars behind City Posh. And is that Jono? Yeah, unsafe Jono. City Posh, SPY, T Smith, Blue Flag, Feber, Peatman.
Don't make it 3 wide. Don't do it. You can't
Yeah, it's not going to go well. Yeah, no, T Smith was never going to get through that gap. Here he goes. Oh, gives them safe a little bit of a shove there, Mr. Smith.
SPY is making it 3 wide at the chicane.
Yeah. Oh God, blue flag, blue flag. He's panicked, absolutely panicked.
That was interesting. Unfortunately, Spike found his way to the back of the grid.
Oh no.
Starting higher up, but John was up to P4.
Yeah, I said his gap's forming already. Switchback is just going to tag onto the front too. I imagine Lee will get past Lennon pretty quickly, as Lennon's just smashed into the wall at turn 1. I mean, if Lee can get through here, Lee should be in a position to kind of maybe run away.
I mean, having watched Lee play Fall Guys, I've seen him try and run, and you can't do that very well.
Yeah.
You tend to walk into things. So
Lee playing Fall Guys is an experience you'll never forget. Now, is Lennon going to play ball here with his teammate?
I was going to say, they were going side by side off the hairpin. Surely you want to get in the slipstream and pull each other along and maybe lift at the end of the straight. That would be the teamly way to overtake each other. But
Definitely would.
Got City Posh right on his back bumper with T Smith trying to drag up to the back.
We're going to see what he can do here. I mean, Jono might be more forgiving with his teammate. He might sort of let Tom through, knowing his position. However, we'd like to see him try and stay with these guys and give them a good battle, because he's definitely got the speed and consistency to do it.
Oh, Lennon sideways off the chicane, Lee's through.
Yeah. I thought they would have switched a bit earlier than that. SPY in 7th, Feber in 8th, Blue Flag in 9th, and then you've got Peatman 10, Spike 11, trying to go on the outside of Pete. Is he going to hit the wall? No, yes, it done. Nice move. Very nice. Oh, Pete has lifted though, I think. Unsafe has managed to go through. I mentioned again, good evening to all those watching. Thank you for spending your evening with us.
Also, if you are spending your evening with us, it suggests that either you like us, which is queryable, or that you enjoy racing, so welcome.
Queryable. Is that a word?
Probably not. But
it's a fantastic word. Queryable.
Oh, T Smith has passed John O at the hairpin.
Yeah.
I said that one. Who does City Posh give the slipstream to?
It looks like T Smith.
I was going to say, if I was City Posh, I'd give the slipstream to John O.
Yeah.
but that would just be me playing silly buggers.
Well, as long as Jono stays with them, I mean, Switchback's going pretty well at this point. Seems to be in a relatively nice rhythm. He's probably going to hit a wall now, isn't he?
So there isn't a car near him, but City Posh is gaining rather quickly. So
yeah. Switchback. Oh, City Posh is well committed through the hairpin. Chicane, whatever it is. That camera angle as you run down to the death chicane is brilliant because you can see all the wacky lines people take.
Yeah, T Smith is right on the back of these boys now as City Posh looks at the outside into turn one of Switchback. Is T Smith going to follow? Yes, I think Switchback's just let them through, which probably isn't the worst thing for him because he'd rather be behind someone than trying to fight side by side through the S's.
Well, let's see what they can do. Now, you'd like to see City Posh really try and take the fight to T Smith now, because he lost out a couple more points through race 2 as well, and obviously he's in this championship hunt. You don't want to see him concede it too easy. Lennon's really giving Lee a hard time by the looks of things.
They are pulling away, so...
Yeah, I know. Just maybe it's not as bad as it looks. Well, next up for Jono is Switchback. Let's see what he can do. If Jono can get another top 5, he'll be over the moon with that.
Blue flags in no man's land with 2 seconds in front, 3 seconds behind.
I imagine he'll close that. As the cars all start to bunch. You've got Unsafe and Peatman battling for P11.
Oh, well, T Smith's got past City Posh already. So I think we've seen our answer that City Posh is just willing to follow T Smith.
Take the fight to him. It's a championship battle. It's a championship battle. For those in the stream, in the mic, you're here, tell him to fight, for God's sake. It's a championship fight. Not a give T Smith the championship fight. Switchback smashes into the wall.
SBY's clawed his way up onto the back of Jono and Switchback. I mean, they want to get through. Get some points for Team Aaron. Oh, we've had an issue. For some reason, blue flag is now at the back and was 7 seconds off the pace last lap.
Yes, he is, Ron. Yes, he is. I think maybe a victim of the death chicane. I can only imagine the frantic asthma-like sounds out of blue flag's mouth.
Well, T Smith has pulled half a second on the front too.
Well, they've got 3 laps to hold on. 3.5 laps, should I say.
I mean, with how Lennon's season's gone so far, I think he'll be happy to finish P2, so you need to work with lead in order to try and stay away from what are now our top 2 in the championship.
Oh, T Smith up on 2 wheels. Joey Corboy's in the chat. Evening, Joey. Hope you're doing well, my friend.
I should stop insulting people who join the stream. Do apologise.
It needs to be done.
Oh, Lennon's dropped out a slipstream of late.
Lee's had a good run there.
Right. He's on the back of Switchback. He's Switchback. He's still Switchback. This is the longest Switchback I've ever seen. It's still occurring.
Oh, Jono's joined the party.
He's going to go at the outside for the hairpin. Can he get both of them? Switchback's brake late. Jono's still trying the outside. Look, he'll probably get the better run. He has indeed.
Lovely stuff. Well done, that man. Blue flag's caught up and past Pete. Pete's not having the best of times around it. Well, T Smith isn't massively closing on And City Posh has got
City
past him.
Posh. Finally, it's about time you boys fought rather than just making it a T Smith show.
I mean, let's be fair, Pagani, you and I have done this several times.
I mean, we have, but there's always been a battle at the end where it seems City Porsche is quite happy to finish second. I mean, he did it 4 times in the Mazda week, so yeah.
Well, Jono's at the front of this little 4-car train now. FIBA has joined the party. Good evening, FIBA.
Nice to see FIBA in a battle.
We want to see FIBA right up the top of that championship.
I mean, I don't think I've raced a cleaner driver than FIBA.
Hey.
What?
Me? I'm fantastic.
I mean, you have arguments with Rom on tracks, so...
True. And I did hit you at Le Mans. Very, very hard when we were teammates. Lee's got 1.5 second gaps.
You didn't hit me, you cunt punted me, that's what you did. Very violent.
Language, sir, language.
I mean, I do apologise, I know Joey's a bit young for that language.
Lee's had an awful hairpin there. Don't you start, Rom. Because I will find clips and I will put them all on a Poxy stream.
Well, Jono still in front of SPY switchback. Doing well at the moment, Jono. I mean, he jumped in, found his feet last week, and is holding his own this week. So nice.
He's mixing it with some very good drivers as well.
And Zach.
Yeah, and Zach.
I shouldn't piss him off. He'll probably be commentating tomorrow, but I don't care.
Nah, Lee and SPY probably.
Well, T Smith is back in front of City Porsche.
Well, is it 1 to go?
It is indeed.
Certainly is.
Lee is starting the final lap with a 2.5 second lead, so don't balls it up, Lee. No pressure.
Lennon going to bring home a P2 possibly. I mean, that. I must admit, of all the turn ones I've seen at this track, that's up there with one of the worst. Lennon's put himself under so much unnecessary pressure. He's hit the wall again.
Oh, he's twatted the wall again. Tom is coming.
Yeah.
I would have never said that.
No. You behave yourself.
I can't help it.
Even I'm not that bad.
SBY and Jono side by side into the hairpin.
Yeah.
Jono inside.
Holds the apex well. Jono's got rid of his penalty as well. SPY does have a half second. Switchback has nearly got rid of his penalty. Zach does need to relax, I do agree. FTRL Junkie Sport.
Lennon's going to have to defend in this final sector. Tom is on him.
Let's see what he's got. T Smith to the outside.
Go on, Lennon, put him in the wall. No, don't put yourself in the wall.
Sold it. Oh, there's massive contact. Yeah. It's almost inevitable, wasn't it?
I've raced Lennon for 4 years and he's never let me through once. He's always held up, being very well defensive driving. And he just gifts Tom second place. And, right. SBY's got through into 5th, but he has a penalty to serve.
Oh, he's not quite done it. SPY's lost out to Jono. Another P5 for Jono. Switch back in P7, FIBA in P8. Blue flag going to come home in P9. And it's going to be a battle between Peatman and Unsafe to the line, but Peatman gets the job done. And the Spike unfortunately brings home P12 as we head into the final race of the evening. But brilliant drive from Lee Cole. I saw when he was starting towards the front of this race, I did fancy his chances there. But nice to see. I think that's his 3rd win of the season now with Lee.
I want to say Lee's racking them up. I mean, he waited so long for a race win, did Lee? But yeah, this season's treating him well. I don't want to say Lennon bottled it, but...
Oh, he did though. As soon as I saw T Smith pull to the outside, I thought to myself, he's going to try and break earlier and get a good run out of the corner. But then Lennon just absolutely just sent it into the wall. But one of those things. Still a good result for Lennon, P4. Good points for the team. One race to go, and it is round one of my favourites.
I'm going to say you and Fuji. I mean, Mikey set up a lobby now for people not racing tonight. I mean, Mikey, you should be telling people to join the lobby, join the stream and watch, rather than. I mean, you don't practice, so. Yeah, our grid. We got Spike on pole for Fuji with unsafe, and then Pete and Blue Flag on the second row. That's going to be spicy into turn one.
It certainly is. Nobby Norris saying, to be fair, Lennon was all a bit Spursy there. I do agree. Well, there is a massive straight at Fuji. It's quite a technical circuit, other than obviously the humongous straight that we're on.
I mean, you're the Fuji expert. I mean, you love this place. I think a lot of people don't quite get on with it, especially that last sector. It is very difficult.
Yeah.
Like, the car can slide, and once it starts sliding, it doesn't stop.
It's a fairly short stream for GT this season now. We're going to be finished about 9:30, I would have thought. And we started about 5 past or so. So, hour and 25, not too bad.
Good job we're not getting paid for being admins, otherwise it'd be half paid tonight, I mean.
Yeah, I know. No, Joe, we haven't done this. No, we haven't. Well, as we get ready
we have
for the final race of the evening. Who's your money on? I can't see anything but a T Smith win again with the form that he's in tonight.
I'm going to backside. I think he might be a bit sketchy into turn one, but I think if he can make a little break, I think he'll be up there because he has won at Fuji before.
Yep. Well, we are lights out for the final time of the evening. Unsafe release did not get a good getaway there. Blue Flag, however, did. This is a long run down towards turn run. Blue Flag to the inside.
Got on board with T. Smith. He's trying the outside line on his teammate and is about to get 3 places in one.
Well, Spike still leads the way.
Oh, bit of contact between Tom and Feber into turn 2. Let's put Feber to the back. Well, up front, Spike is currently still in the lead of this race, so go on, Spike.
Is Switchback going to send it on Blue Flag in towards the... Oh, Spike gets the hairpin wrong and he's in a loose position there.
In a party together, so if he did, they expect some serious inhaling.
Seen quite a lot of
on the outside of Spike.
Yeah, seen quite a lot of adjustment of the steering input from Spike there. Maybe a little bit of nerves, possibly being towards the front. Oh, he's kicked out.
So maybe he just idolizes Lee in his D-pod. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Spike. Oh, is he going to go round?
Lee very sideways onto the straight as Tom has made his way up to 4th place already.
So yeah, T Smith for the win. He'd be at the front by the end of lap 2 probably.
I mean, Unsafe has got a little gap.
Yeah, City Posh Blue has also made up quite a lot of ground.
Oh, Blue Flag's got defensive on switchback.
Spike into the hairpin. Oh, sends it on T Smith.
Yes. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah, don't do that, Spike. No. Yeah, you'd let them go back through. See? It's fine. Lennon, you know what to do at the next corner. No, I didn't say anything.
Well, Blue Flag has found his way into P2 and he's trying to close the gap on unsafe release. Switchback has joined him. Switchback doesn't mind Fuji, if memory serves correct.
To be fair, if Switchback doesn't like Fuji, I'm sure that somebody else in his family probably lives here, so it'll be fine. He'll go visit it and he'll know where he's going, so it's fine.
Oh yes, oh, who's that going wide in the background? T. Smith going very wide.
T. Smith, cheating as usual. Trying to...
Maybe he's rattled a little bit by the earlier incident. Oh, he's got a penalty as well. Incoming disqualification for T. Smith, I think.
I think he deserves it. Obviously, exceeding track limits.
Just absolutely abusing every track limit that the game's put in. Running wide again there, ever so slightly.
In disqualifying him, I think it's definitely deserved. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And if he asks for a second reason, we'll just blame the Brummie accent. He's now under pressure from Team Hold My Beer. There's Lennon and Lee are both going to send it.
Go on, Lee, you push Lennon through.
This is going to be spicy to watch in towards the first corner. Let's see how this one goes.
Inside. Oh, Lee,
oh, he's in a sandwich. He's in a sandwich. Double switch back from Lee. Job done.
Pete's off in the background. Steph has apologised to Phoebe for passing his bad luck on. Yeah, it does seem to be team up. Our orange team afflicted with some bad luck lately. I mean,
well, then again, you have. I think the reason you're so unlucky is because you've gained Ross back this week. Must be said, unsafe release driving flawlessly at the moment.
I mean, he's been trying to catch them all night, so
that's shocking. Don't just leave.
It's just what it says on his car.
I know, but that's awful. Even I mean, Mike's probably sat there giggling away. Well, T. Smith got back past Lennon, so we've currently got a 1-2-1-2 in terms of the teams between 5th and 8th. And City Posh Blues team going pretty well in 3rd and 4th again.
I would say it's pulling away from Blue Flag.
Yeah, unsafe, driving really well at the minute. Credit to him. As Lee's got a nice run on switchback now as well.
I mean, is Tom going to send it? That's the question.
I doubt he will. It depends how much of a run he has. He's got quite a nice run here actually, so he probably will.
Fun if he just missed the brakes and just twatted City Posh. I'm not advising people to just punt people, but if it happens with Tom, it's just fun.
Oh, in the background, Lee. Was that Lennon? One of them had a massive wiggle.
Well, you would think T. Smith would now cruise at one to the back of City Posh.
You think so? But City Posh going well. He's putting Blue Flag under some pressure here. I think he's yet to win this season, City Posh Blue, if memory serves correct.
He might have won a go-kart race.
Oh yeah, you might be right. I think it's because he's had loads of seconds, hasn't he?
Yeah, it was quite funny. The week we were, was it the Mazda? And he finished, I think, 2nd every race. That was 5 races on the trot. So. Very consistent.
Oh, Lee. Oh, he's everywhere. Oh, Lee's really pushing hard. That final sector proving difficult.
He does.
He does have a win, yeah. It must be. I think it was on the go-kart weeks, in fairness. I think after that, most of his results have been second, haven't they? SPY on the back of Jono, who is in turn on the back of Lennon.
I don't think SPY's had the start to this race that he would have liked, been down in 9th, but still time to get a couple more places.
Yeah, still half the race to go.
I mean, as a Fuji expert, I mean, where would you say is probably the best overtaking? Probably turn one?
Fuji expert, that's very, very kind. Very, very kind. I would, yeah, turn one, obviously, with the long run down, if you can get a nice running slipstream. I also think this left-hander that T. Smith and the front runners are coming up to, if you can get a nice run and follow that car through, it's possible to go long around the outside and have a nice cut across the inside there as well. In towards the sort of hairpin at the bottom of this hill is not preferable, and then I would say nothing more up to maybe the final corner, but again, you're probably better off, if the opportunity's there, sit behind going in towards the final, to the start finish straight, and then turn one is obviously the best opportunity on the track. But it is quite a technical circuit, and it is certainly catching people out as we're seeing here tonight. So the best definitely do prevail around here, and at the moment that's unsafe release. Driving brilliantly.
Second gap now as Tom has done the fastest lap last lap to pull right up onto the back of City Porsche. And I've been told not to flatter you too much.
Well, it's hard not to. City Porsche Blue is, I think, very much odds on to get the move done on Blue Flag here. Blue Flag will go extremely defensive, but he's almost conceded position there, I think.
I was going to say he's gone defensive, but he hasn't pushed him into the pit wall, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Just try and hold him round the outside.
Blue Flag on the Astro.
Oh, Lee in the background on the outside of switchback, very
Yeah,
Lee, the Astro.
Lee's fully sending it tonight. Lennon still holding off Jono and SPY as it stands. Faber again disappointing for him. Spike's having a difficult one here. And he's going to go round, is he? Is he? Ooh, yeah. Yeah, he's... To be fair, he's done, give it credit where it's due. I was going to say he's done well not to go completely round there, because that is hard to save sometimes. So, not the best evening for Spike, but credit to him for carrying on, bringing home all those points.
Between first and second has been closed down by half a second this lap since City Porsche got through.
Yeah, well, Unsafe has got 2 laps and a couple of corners to hold on. Needs to have 2 of the best laps he's had all season now.
Oh, it's come down another half second.
Yeah, he's really not had a good run for that final sector. I mean, it's hard. Let's face it, when you've got some, because let's face it, the guys in second, third and fourth, I mean, much like Unsafe Release, are very, very, very quick. City Porsche, Blue Flag, T. Smith, they're up the top of every championship, every season pretty much. They're extremely quick drivers. When you've got 3 drivers of that calibre closing you down, it is difficult sometimes to hold your nerve and hit those apexes every single time.
I went on board with Spike and he went through the opposite layout, the chicane, so I mean he's been adventurous. Okay, he's in the, okay, we'll leave you to do your thing, Spike, it's fine.
I didn't realise that word was said in such slow motion. Adventurous.
I was on board and he just didn't turn for the penultimate corner, so
I thought he was going to start rapping.
No.
Just slowing it down, mixing up the tempo. MC Pagani.
No.
If ever there was a sentence that didn't go with you, it's that, isn't it? You're going to start rapping MC Pagani. It's just that's never worked and never will. T. Smith, is he having a look at Blue Flag?
Tom is up right on the back of the front 3 now.
Another quick scan through. Lee's past switchback still's keeping him honest. Jono has now got to the front of that little 4-car battle for P7 with Lennon, SPY and Faber. Peatman's on his own, as is Spike. So we'll keep an eye, but we're going to have to go to this battle for the, well, it's going to be the race win, isn't it?
I was going to say, Unsafe and City Porsche have raced each other before. Quite a lot, like the full GT2 season. I think our teammates, I'm battling for the championship at the same time. So.
Yeah, Unsafe did actually get a really good run out of that final corner then. He pulled himself about a 10th on City Porsche. Although City Porsche is still in slipstream, that's going to give him quite a quite a nice advantage heading down towards turn 1. I don't think City Posh is going to be close enough. So at the moment he's doing everything he needs to do. T. Smith is going to look at blue flag. Now he's going to fake his way. And City Posh, awful run out of turn 1.
The first time anybody said City Posh has gone deep. Tom trying to look on the outside of blue flag at the turn 2. It's not really on through there.
Ron Elson saying, come on, unsafe, keep it, Tog Hetter.
Oh, Tom Smith's clipped the grass. Very well, not the spear at the side of blue flag. He did very good at trying to put on a Belgian accent there. Not quite as husky as Ron though. So.
Yeah.
In the background, it's sort of been a difficult race for SBY. It's been the one track where he hasn't made his way through.
I think, if memory serves, I think Fuji was Fuji was either the one that he said he was confident on, or the one that he was really not looking forward to. I can't remember what way around it was, to be honest. We've had a lot of conversation.
So.
Yeah, well, unsafe. He's got one more corner to navigate. He's got a nice gap. Just needs to get this right. Take his time. He's not had the nicest run. He's going to be under pressure.
So I clipped the asteroid. I was a bit scared because I saw.
Yeah, unsafe release. He's going to take the win. Brilliant drive. Absolutely fantastic drive from unsafe release. City Posh Blue P2, blue flag P3.
I was going to say, what did you say?
Blue fag, maybe? Should I start calling him blue fag? I think that's definitely frowned upon. T. Smith in P4, Lee Cole in P5, Switchback P6. Good, nice work from Switchback, all things considered. He's finished in the mid-pack pretty much every race. Jono in P7, I think again he's had results pretty much similar to Switchback all evening. SPY did get Lennon at the end, so he's brought it home in 8th. Lennon in P9, Feber in 10th. Disappointing night for Feber, but the second half of the season I fully expect Feber to excel. Peatman in P11, Spike in P12, and but no, I'm very, very pleased for unsafe release. It's going to mean a lot to him, that win, and it's thoroughly deserved. He has massively improved his driving standards and stuff this season in particular. Like you said, sometimes he tried so hard to stay with the front runners that there was a few mistakes crept in there a few times. It's very, very easy to do, but he's found his pace, he's found his rhythm, and I'm really, really pleased for him. He deserves that. So massive well done. City Posh Blue has clawed a couple of points back on T. Smith, who's only going to have lost maybe 3 or 4 points to him tonight in the end, the pole position and a couple through the races.
I was going to say, it's very difficult to beat T. Smith in the championship when his worst result of the night is 4th.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I mean, he'd probably be quite disappointed by that, will Tom, with it being a P4. His standards are obviously very, very high, and he's fully worthy of all of his titles and race wins that he's got. But this is unsafe relief's moment, so well done to you, my friend.
Never would have thought I'd have seen a Michael Schumacher helmet next to a Pikachu. But
well, you never know. I mean, how dare you assume what Michael Schumacher's into? Right, so that is that. We are finished. We are done. Capiche? Please come and join us tomorrow evening, same time of 8 o'clock, where I imagine it'll be a combination of Lee Cole, SBY, Switchback, whoever else may well turn up, as we see the opposite half of FTRL taking on the tracks we have seen tonight. Please do leave a like before you disappear if you're watching the stream back. It does go a long way. The views have massively gone up since we've started doing this. So hugely appreciated. And thank you obviously again to you, Pagani, for your time as always, mate.
Oh, good. Enjoy it as always.
Yeah, one final thing from me, a little bit off topic, but just again, obviously we're coming hopefully towards the end of a sort of what's been a very difficult year and a bit for people all over the world. And although there's on the whole there's always little spiffs and whatever throughout the leagues, we've just had some in our F1 side of FTRL, but the GT Sport, the ACC, the Formula 1, all of the action that we try and bring you every week, we hope it's given you somewhat of pleasure and something to look forward to every single week. and for the likes of myself and Pagani and everybody else who have struggled a little bit along the way, please don't ever sort of suffer alone if you're feeling a little bit crap. The only reason I'm bringing all this up now is because I know there's a few people that have really struggled with this lockdown and everything else as well, and we're all feeling it. But things that we do here, and the community that we've created, and all the people that we've brought together from all over the world, all different ages, sizes, whatever you want to say, we've really got something special here. So if anybody ever needs to chat, if anybody ever wants to come on and play any form of games with us, have any championship ideas or one-off races, anything at all, then just get in touch with any of us. And thank you all so much for your continued commitment, support, and everything with it. It's been nearly 4 years now, and we're going to do something special for our 4th anniversary, something big for charity again, like we did a couple of years ago, and maybe get a few guest names in there, which I won't mention, but let's just say we are talking. So yeah, that's all from me. That's my little passionate end of stream speech done. But thank you all so much for your time once again, and we will catch up very, very soon. Please come and join us tomorrow as we try and emulate what these guys have done tonight. So from me, from Pagani, and from everybody else, thank you all very much, and we will see you next time.